All right, welcome to the latest Concerts of Consoles. We're back after an unplanned week off, but we'll reschedule with that guest. But this week we've got Harry Jerkface, at least that's what everyone seems to know him as. From Drats, from Robot Repair, from, well, at least the late 51 West, I suppose now.
Yeah, it's done. So.
From booking a lot of shows. And, well, we'll get into that. We got a lot of stuff. He's got a lot of stuff.
I got stuff. That's cool.
A lot of tales, a lot of stories. God. Where do I... Oh, and housekeeping, of course, you want to support patreon.com/everyshowjoe. Even $1 helps. I do need to probably go and retool some of that, but there's $1 tier that doesn't have anything. That'll even help a month. And subscribe. Subscribe on Twitch, because as I get more subscribers, I get access to more features on here.
Ooh.
And, of course, wherever else you might be listening to it, watching it, YouTube, or on podcast services, including Spotify. It's on Spotify now.
Sick.
So I can get a quarter of a penny for every 5 listens.
Yeehaw.
But yeah, this also, notably, we've got, and Shane had the best idea. It worked. We're capturing an actual old school NES. We're going to be playing some T&C Surf and Skate. So we'll see how we all screw it up, how we fuck it up.
Yeah, this game's hard as shit.
We've discovered that, even trying just to remember how to play it. But yeah, we're capturing it, which means there's even more games that I can get on here for future episodes. So I'm excited. And my Master System will not go to waste. So there's that too.
Yeah,
Let's
I got
see.
some.
Oh, did I jump off? Did I hit it?
No, you didn't. I mean, you did hit it. But
Oh, no, I was trying... Okay. There we go. We're going to go faster. This has already eluded me. What?
Oh, you got hit
Did I get hit by the baseball?
Yeah.
But yeah. Harry, you've got a deep... Oh, damn it.
A deep damn it. I'm about it.
Music history. Dating, like, I've known you 3 years now?
Yeah, 2.5, 3.
And I met you by you doing merch for Bad Cop, Bomb Pops.
Oh.
Various fat bands, various punk bands in general.
Right.
But coming to mind are all fat bands at this point.
Yeah. A bunch of my friends, like, got signed in the last couple of years, and it trips me out, but it's cool, though. I'm
So
proud
next
of them.
up on there will be Robot Repair.
You're right.
All
Boom.
right, so how did you do that?
Alright, so you hold back and you hit the jump button.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you had to time... Okay. Instead of me running into that. You guys missed all the fun of me falling into the pit. There's a turtle.
Ah!
But yeah, so you were doing merch, but as I've gotten to know you, you've been booking... God, where do I even begin? You've been playing in bands.
Mm-hmm.
You go back even to Hawaii playing in bands.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I started playing in bands in, like, high school.
Were they always punk?
Pretty much. I mean, I was in some noisy-ass hardcore bands, and I was in some other dumb shit.
Can you grind that?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, I timed out?
Oh,
you run out of time?
Apparently. Caleb's even throwing up his hand like, wait.
This is the hardest game I've ever
Good thing we grabbed this one.
Yeah.
All right, we'll move on to surfing. Oh wait.
Lord.
Nope. Okay, good.
But yeah, I don't know. I started playing in bands in, like, high school, and my babysitter, when I was, like, 10 or 11, she was, like, real big in the punk scene in Hawaii, and she used to fly out a lot of bands, and so she started taking us to shows while she was babysitting us when we were really little. So I've been going to shows for, I don't know, how old am I? 27 years? 38? I don't know.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And then even over there, you started helping bring musicians out to Hawaii.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I used to help with running doors and running shows a lot. I really started just to get my band on shows that I wanted to play. So, you know, put in work.
Which makes sense. And because that came up actually in pre-show conversation when I noticed your MC Lars pin.
Mm-hmm.
And you were telling me you'd actually just help book them over there for a show.
Yeah, and that actually was while I was living in LA, like, too.
Which, there was another local promoter that did that from Phoenix who moved out to South Carolina and was still booking shows in Phoenix for us. Mm-hmm. Do you still book stuff in Hawaii?
Occasionally. Like, I'll usually pass it along to, like, one or two of my friends that are still really active in the scene out there.
I mean, it takes, since they're not continental U.S., it does take a little bit of,
Yeah.
is it money and just time, or do people just, you provide them their instruments and backline
Yeah.
it? And
Generally speaking, I mean, sometimes they'll want to bring their own crap. I just died again. Stupid
this has
cat.
been the hardest thing we've tried so far. That we've not. There's been at least somewhat of a handle on the others, but not on the surfing.
But yeah, there's still a really good scene in Hawaii. There's a ton of fun places to play. There's some cool promoters out there. Actually,
Oh
this
man, I'm spacing on a band that No Affiliation Records has from over there, from Hawaii, that came out over here and played.
at the PB.
I really gotta start paying attention. Yes, they play Palo Verde.
Was it Square Shapes?
That's what it was.
Yeah.
I was doubting it because I was thinking of Squared, our local band, and I'm like, that can't be right.
But it was.
It did have Squared in it. It just was more than Squared. That's why. Okay. My brain was thinking Squared. But yeah, so they came over here recently.
Remember, you have to hold back and jump.
Oh, because then you bring the board with you.
Yes, sir.
We're going to get this.
We.
Or you guys are going to be completely
might
bored
get
with the video
this.
game and enjoy the interview.
I think the interview is more interesting because it's really hard to concentrate on this stupid game while you're like thinking of things to talk about.
But also, what was the name of your first band then?
So the very first band that played shows was called Toadstool.
Was it inspired by the drug side, or was it by the princess?
It was definitely drugs.
It's been proven. Or was that? Now, oh no, it was on Netflix. The Mind Explained series explains hallucinogens. I'm not going into that on here. I probably should not go into the encouraging it,
about it.
but it actually
Yes,
does not.
encourage me.
Unlike other drugs, does not actually cause effects to the brain. Like it's just a long-lasting effect or harm to the brain.
Yeah, that's a better way to put it, I think.
Yeah, where most do. And badly. Alright, so. Oh, nope. Not enough speed.
Yeah, you gotta yeet it on up there, man.
Go, go, go. Alright. If I hold it down, does he. Oh, that's right.
Wrong jump.
I'm totally getting on beat. Alright. Where was I?
You're telling
Back
me.
to the other thing, but the band is called Toadstools. So was it not a reggae band though?
No, it was like kind of a weird indie rock, like pop rock band.
Which even that affiliation of indie rock has changed
Yeah.
over what people consider indie rock.
I was so mad when they first started like saying
The Killers.
indie rock is any independent band on any independent label. I'm like, no, it's a specific style of music.
It's the Struts. It's the
Yeah.
Killers.
It's like got this alternative aesthetic.
I've been thinking about that recently because I'm like, wait, you're an indie band if you're unsigned, but you're also an indie band if you sound a certain way.
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing like how there's two types of pop punk now. There's true pop punk and there's fake radio pop punk.
I think someone blocked me. I had a conversation about pop punk in Jimmy Eat World.
Nice.
And I was just like, I don't group them in. The pop punk class of the early 2000s that Jimmy Eat World came up at the same time as was like Sum 41 and New Found Glory and Blink 182, and I'm like, they don't sound like any of that.
Yeah, that's faux pop punk. that's that teeny bop pop punk.
Yes. Well, and how people consider the Descendants like one of the founders of pop punk, and I'm like, you don't sound like what people call pop punk these days. I'm confused.
Mm-hmm. That's because they just decided it sounded
there we
good and they wanted to take it. Like how emo is not emo anymore.
Well, and how people call NoFX pop punk, and you're like, wait, but they don't sound like.
No, they're just punk.
Right? they're popular punk.
Yeah.
They're not the genre that you consider. No, I'm not gonna make that jump. I'm not taking that risk.
But yeah, I mean, I grew up going to shows since I was really young, and getting taken to some cool shows,
And I'm sure some of... damn it.
yeah.
I immediately had to have it jump to A when I think the jump right now.
Right? But yeah, back in the day, like, the homies would save up for like a month or two and buy plane tickets for like small, unknown, really cool bands and bring them to Hawaii, and then they'd throw shows and try to make enough money for them to get their plane tickets home, and sometimes they were just there for a
I've
while.
heard stories of just even regular people being like, oh, it's a cheap plane ticket, and then having no return plan
Mm-hmm.
and getting stuck over there.
Yep.
That there are communities of those people.
I mean, probably.
Just like little tent cities that people who kind of got stranded
God damn it.
because it was a cheap plane ticket. I get to go to Hawaii and I have no money to go back. Crap.
I did not have enough speed for that. All right.
As we wait in anticipation, there we go.
But yeah, I mean, my friends would bring over like assorted jelly beans and Dan Pothast, and
Oh man.
yeah, they do like Skank and Pickle shows and ME330 and all kinds of stuff.
That would be.
Yeah. There's actually on my FB memories today was some photos of when Alkaline Trio came and played acoustic in Hawaii. Oh, I beat it!
Finished it.
Suck it! Oh. Is it the same thing? No.
It's a different layout, it looks like.
Okay.
You're like, finally!
Right?
Oh, I should have done the wood, the third option.
Jesus.
Because we're going to see us flounder is what's going to happen. On the first episode where we finally captured our old school NES, here's us getting stuck on really hard stuff.
Right? But yeah, Dan Pothast came down with Skiba and Andriano and Mike Park, and they just did like 2 weeks of acoustic shows in Hawaii. And I'm just like, skipped my job and called in sick and went to all of them.
Are they watching? Are you, no, wait.
Maybe.
You in trouble now?
Yeah, I got
Good thing we fired him before we knew.
I got Andriano to buy me a 40 when I was like 17. I don't know.
Oh man, he's the cool one.
Yeah.
God, there's so many jokes there. I'm just saying he's the cool one because I like more bands he's in. Of the Alkaline Trio group, I like Bandy Amo's stuff.
I didn't even get to the high score. What the hell?
All right, we're gonna
Attempt to surf again.
Wood and Rage. There's no other options, right? I can't
Yeah.
just.
But then if you do the wood and water, that just means you have to beat skateboarding so you can.
And then you do surfing.
Yeah.
So just.
Yeah. But yeah, I bootlegged all those shows on like my handheld cassette recorder. I have them somewhere. But there's like this really, 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 really good Andriano song that he's never recorded or tracked. And I want to find that.
Well, that was just luck there.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I just saw.
There you go. Yeah.
Finally, I'm learning. Oh god. And I got taken out by a snail.
I think it's a barrel of oil.
Is it a barrel of oil?
Yeah.
Someone spelled jam.
Like an oil drum. There was a lot more oil drums in the 80s.
Oh damn it, wrong one. Alright. We're gonna see if I can do this.
Yeah, go up top and jump the short one. Ah.
Or just fall in.
Yeah, that works too.
I've gotten the furthest I've gotten. I'm slowly getting the hang of this.
Doing it, bro.
Man. But yeah, I say, because you don't get like all the major tours, but when people go over there, they go over there and hang out, huh?
Yeah, it used to be a lot more back in the day because there weren't really like direct flights to Japan. So people would have to stop there, and they're like, if we're stopping here anyway.
Let's play some show.
Yeah.
So it's basically the same tour mentality when you're touring the U.S. You're like, well, it's on the way, and we don't have anything booked tonight. We can get a little extra, like $30.
Yeah. And plus, everybody wants to hang out in Hawaii.
course they do. Look at this. It's scenic.
I think this is California.
I thought T&C, it says Hawaiian something on the cartridge.
It says Wood and Water Rage.
Fair enough.
Yeah, there's no Hawaii in those credits.
No, there's not.
But yeah, so I just grew up in the DIY scene where everybody would make their own zines and bring their own bands and, really bring it. And the Hawaii scene was cool because it's such a small place that you always get these mixed genre shows. So you'd get like rappers playing with metal bands and
That's
reggae
how Warped
bands
Tour was
and-
born.
Yeah. I mean, we had Warped Tour 97, 98, 99, I think, in Hawaii. So like the first
damn
couple
it.
years of Warped Tour.
Wait, so he didn't do it every year over there?
Mm-mm.
I guess you can't, when you can't bring a diesel truck over.
Right? But yeah, I mean, they had like solid lineups and they brought a lot of bands out.
Oh,
at the
God.
time.
I'm getting the habit of holding down B now. Damn it. It's the Mario approach. You hold down
Right,
B
to run.
because you're always running. Even though you don't need to always be running.
Yeah, but it takes so long to get somewhere if you're not holding B.
Right?
It's like in Pokemon, you gotta like ride the bicycle.
Makes me think of a song Boycott sings, our local band.
Yeah?
About no, we'll discuss that later. So then you moved to LA at a certain point.
Yeah, I moved to LA in 2004 with my band. We had a guitar player that was going to school out there, and he was like, we should probably get off the island because playing the same three places so many times sucks.
And now you know the philosophy of why local bands need to play outside of Phoenix.
Right? Yeah.
As much as you love your friends' bands.
Well, and plus too, touring from Hawaii is a lot harder because you have to buy plane tickets first.
Oh, yeah.
Then you have to figure out gear. Then you have to figure out the van. And then you have
Wait,
to...
am I doing it or is this you?
No, this is me, man.
That's right, I died. Or whatever. I guess it's not death. It's like Pokemon. I fainted.
Right?
So it was more so it'd be easier for you guys to tour and play more than just the island
Yeah.
and its venues.
And, fuck you, bird.
Wait, can you speak Pidgin?
Yes. Oh, yeah. I grew up in that.
The combination of English and the local language, if I understand right.
Yeah, so basically, there were a lot of immigrants that came to Hawaii to work on the sugar plantations. And so Hawaiian Pidgin is a mixture of native Hawaiian, English, and every other culture that came over. Japanese, Portuguese, Chinese, Filipino.
And it's Native Hawaiian's kind of a fading, even to Pidgin, it's fading.
Mhm.
Huh.
I mean, it got attempted to be stamped out by the white missionaries for a really long time, and it was outlawed at certain points, and now there's a big movement to go back. There's a lot of like Hawaiian immersion schools where they only speak Hawaiian language and teach kids like from the ground up.
Also, I noticed the timer, by the way.
Mhm.
It continues when you continue, so it doesn't reset.
Yeah, I didn't notice this.
There we go. Now I've got it.
Yeah.
Maybe. I jinxed it.
Well, you're still going, so.
Into the pit.
Oh, and they take like 5 seconds off when you die.
Yes. Alright. That's... I didn't even get a chance there.
You got one more. More chance, bro.
Alright. Forward, 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 forward. Nope.
Nope.
I just fall through the concrete.
I guess. I think if you hold B though on the skateboard, you go faster.
Fair enough. And forward.
Yeah,
I still think that looks like a chicken.
but it's a tiki mask guy.
So then, 2004, you moved over. Wait, how old were you when you moved?
22.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the time that everyone wants their independence anyways.
Yeah.
Though it sounds like it was pretty independent already on the island.
Yeah, I mean, I'd been in my own place for years. I actually got out of high school a couple years early and started college when it should have been in 10th grade.
Damn.
Yeah,
So you're smarter than me.
I guess. I mean, I went to 10 years of college and got no degrees.
Wait, 10 years?
Yes. I just kept taking like dope classes, running the school paper, like making comics.
You learned. It's like
I learned things.
You're like a Renaissance man. You learn an arsenal of.
But I was like, fuck a lab class. I never like finished all my requirements.
Did I get points for that? Also, why am I falling off? How do I get back up? That was like my best run too.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to. Oh wait. You're pressing buttons. What other buttons do I need to press for this?
I don't know.
I've been just kind of managing with the D-pad.
Yeah.
Forward. Up and forward. And I died on something.
I feel like there's gotta be like a speed button, like B.
Hold down B here too.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. There you go.
Holy crap.
Bye. All right, you surfed it to the finish.
Finally,
1,000
something I'm
points.
good at.
Hold B.
Apparently, that's all I did was hold B. And forward, maybe? How did I do that?
I don't know.
I held B and I pressed forward. And didn't die. There we go. Maybe? I can hear the seagulls. It's like we're at the ocean. I don't think that guy would be still on
Sometimes I miss the ocean.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people here miss the ocean.
Yeah.
It brings a nice cool breeze at night.
Mm-hmm.
A nice sunset. I mean, that's probably why we don't.
And I did it too.
Wait, are we actually
I don't know.
getting further along each time, and then we just happen to press it at the right time?
No, I think we just held forward in A, and then we surfed the wave to the end. Until you fell off.
Alright. So, forward. And I just hit the dude on the...
What a turd.
Man. So then, how long did the band last after you moved?
So there's actually like quite a bit of tragedy. Our singer-guitar player had committed suicide a little bit after we moved, and so we were out in California with no idea what we were gonna do. Had just moved the band out there, and just got some jobs and started going to shows. And after about a year, I was like, I just need to start a new band already, and just started a new band. And that was my punk band called the Ugly Sticks, which was actually super fun. And I kind of started it to teach the homegirl how to play drums because she really wanted to play drums. And yeah, she didn't really practice or want to learn, so we got a real drummer.
Fine.
Yeah.
Guess we'll have to get a real professional. I hate how that works.
That's cool.
So, how many... And you've been in... Oh, God. Trying to keep track of it all. You've mentioned other bands you've performed with, toured with.
Yeah, we had quite a bit of bands in LA. I took Bad Cop Backup on their first tour, and I was just gonna play solo, but they insisted on learning all my songs, so we made up a tour-only band called the Dusty Babies, which was them playing my songs.
That sounds... God, if I use the term rad now, I feel like I'm playing into their marketing.
Well, you know, they did have that one song about getting rad that they don't play anymore.
So does Teenage Bottle
really
Rocket. About rad. Is that how that came back in my vernacular?
I'm gonna guess so.
I keep using the word rad again, and I'm like, I haven't used that since I was like junior high, playing with Pogs.
You know, Pogs are invented in Hawaii, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Aren't they also based off of bottle caps?
Yeah, milk
Or-
bottle caps.
I just biffed that one. All right. Hey.
No, it's me.
Oh, is it?
Still me.
Fine. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. I just had coincidental timing with my button presses for a little bit. Look, no hands. I'm really good. It's all done with the mind. You didn't know they had that built in the old school NES,
Right.
but they did.
That's why Stranger Things is so popular.
Man, there's a band escaping me, my brain, that you've told me about.
I don't know. I mean, I've filled in for a bunch of homies' bands on tour and stuff like that.
You ever do tech too?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I can now. But back in the day, I was not prepared for that. But yeah, I played in Houseboat. I played guitar for them. And I played with, I don't know, a butt ton of bands. Just can't think of
There was
any.
a band that. Now it's gonna bug me, and it'll come to me after we're done streaming. Then you also booked and managed a venue, the Redwood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so in LA, I started off
No.
with that band, the Ugly Sticks, and the more we played, the more better shows I wanted to get on. So I started helping out more of the friends and booking shows at a place called the Blue Star Cafe. And that was in downtown LA, and basically it was this little daytime diner that didn't have shit going on at night, so they had this like backdoor or backyard stage type deal, and we'd throw shows there, and we do like donation burgers and low-key BYOB, but then they sold beer there, and it was kind of Wild West, and we had so many super good shows there. We were trying to buy the place, and basically what happened was there was a Morning Glory show where there was a bunch of fucking kids drinking outside, and then the cops came. We got fined for all this underage drinking, so all this money that we were saving up to buy the spot had to get burnt to keep the place open. And then our other friend, who is like lead of trying to buy the place, she found some dudes that were going to partner up with her on it, and she showed them the game plan, and they pretty much just stole all her work and tried to buy it. Their deal fell through, and then the owner just sold it to some bullshit, and we weren't able to get it. So when that happened, I started moving my shows over to the Redwood, and they took really good care of me for a long time, and then they didn't.
Was it an ownership change kind of thing?
No, same owner. He just kind of went to Europe following around the Blasters and ZZ Top, and then called and was like, I'm going to completely change the bar. You're fired effective immediately. And I was like, fuck you. I'm working out the weekend and whatever. And then I made plans to move to Arizona, and he's like, oh, I didn't mean it. And I was like, I'm already moving, dude. Like, eat shit. And so they burnt like a bunch of my shows I still had there, which kind of sucked, but I couldn't be there to make sure like the dudes were taken care of, and bummed me out real
That. Effective immediately, you're gone, and then I didn't mean it.
Yeah.
I need you actually. Crap.
Yeah, he's like, I don't care like if we're selling out like 6 shows a month or whatever. I'm like, yeah, you do.
Oof,
like selling out 6 shows a month and having like whatever 25 other decent shows is pretty good for a spot.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Just ask many places around here.
Mm-hmm. But you know, it is what it is.
And that's a crowded market in LA.
Yeah.
Yay.
But like, it was really cool because it was a smaller size venue.
What just happened?
I don't know.
I got hit by something in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a smaller size venue. Like, it fit like 150 people, so you could do like cool secret big shows there, and just like for locals and whatever local band shows, it was always cool. You get 30, 40 people in there. It felt fine.
Intimate.
Yeah.
Oh wait, that's you.
Yeah.
I don't have to do this. Yes.
So yeah, I worked at the Redwood for a really long time,
And
and
it's
we did a shit ton of really cool shows there.
It's a venue name that has floated around here before.
Yeah.
So people know of it, even around Phoenix.
Yeah.
And then in the meantime, you were still playing shows?
Oh yeah, still playing shows.
Was it always at the Redwood?
Not always.
Yeah.
I mean, all over, but yeah, I played the Redwood.
And that's
with hands like bricks or Pizza Wolf or any other of my other band, Harry and the Hendersons.
All these names are slowly getting me hungry.
Right? Yeah.
Going to Quick Trip for a slice of pizza after this.
Oh yeah, I'm in. Yeah, Mr. T Experience opened up for Harry and the Hendersons.
Oh man, wait, you mentioned that to me before.
Yeah. I think we were just talking about pop punk shows or something.
And how and how the shift has happened where certain bands that were huge are now like openers for smaller bands sometimes these days. The Mr. T Experience hasn't been through it a little bit.
Yeah. I saw they just announced some shows with the Queers, and I'm like, yeah.
That's another band of interesting, various things I've heard.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I have some homies that are like hired guns that'll play with them here and there, but like, for the most part, like, I don't know.
Queer.
Seems problematic to me.
It's more in stories I hear than when I see them live.
Yeah, it's definitely like shit that he posts on the internet, like that's fucking some Blue Lives Matter shit and some fucking like
which if you want to really anger
racist ass shit.
Oh, that part will anger people. I was like,
yeah.
But if you want to anger some, not all the punks, the Blue Lives Matter can do that.
Yeah, it sure can.
Unless you're fans of Smurfs, then I understand. Gargamel is a horrible person. They do need to be saved.
You know, it makes me really curious what a Smurf tastes like. Almost kind of like if you fed a guinea pig only strawberries.
That's what's been described in some of the movies.
Really? I haven't seen any of those.
Or was that just movies. Like Robot Chicken? I don't know. Maybe that was Robot Chicken.
It seems like a Robot Chicken thing.
And it's weird because he could be eating anything else, but he really wants these super tiny creatures from the forest.
Right?
That only have one female.
Yeah, that's wild.
Just like the Snorks.
I did love the Snorks. Come on with the Snorks.
Apparently for an old school children's programming, they never thought about reproduction ever making sense.
Yeah, they didn't care. They're like, we don't talk about these things.
We just thought it was funny to give them nicknames like the dwarves in Snow White.
Yeah.
And make them live up to it. Like Jokey.
And then they live in little mushrooms.
Yes. I'm sure it was a trip for a lot of drug-related activities. I did not put together the words I was going to put together there.
You did not put together the words that
or
you
the
were
correct grammar.
Okay. I mean, I think you did put together the words that you put together.
Were they the words I
420,
wanted?
420, brah.
Is that the time? What time is it?
That was your points.
We have the best of us.
I'll just go underwater.
Sounds good. Just give up now.
Damn. So when you moved here, I know a series of things happened. I just don't know what order. But first off, you started filling in, doing merch for some of from the formerly local homies.
Yeah.
And that's how I met you. But you also went on to join Robot Repair. That was the first band I recall.
Yeah, I've known Matt and Yami for, I don't know, 13 years or something now.
I've only known them like 4 or 5 years.
Word.
But like learning how far back they go with like a lot of punk musicians. It's like, wait, how did Robot Repair get on it? Oh, they know them personally.
Yeah. I mean,
they're also really good, but everyone in that band's really good.
Mm-hmm.
I was like talking in the third person like you're not here in front of the band. But like,
I mean,
they don't
whatever,
play frequently enough for me to be like,
baby.
That's it. They escape my brain because they don't play that frequently. And then there was also the period before you joined that like they were going through different bassists.
Yeah, they were a two-piece forever. It was just Matt and Yami, and then
Speaking of Morning Glory, I believe, what is it? Roy played bass with them at one point.
Did
who
he?
filled in for Robot Repair.
Oh man, Yeah, Roy was on some Robot Repair records.
Yes. He's played bass in a lot of things. I've also learned not to call him a guitarist. Took some offense there that one night.
But yeah, I've known those dudes for a long time. Rumspringer used to always come to California and play with them all the time. The first record was The Jam. But I guess like those dudes came up from Coolidge in the late 90s, early 2000s, and they've been part of the Phoenix scene since then.
Yes, they've been around a while.
Yeah, with like Parkway Rec and all 50 million of their other bands.
Name still lives on.
And Yami's FB name.
Yes. I'm like, wait, who's oh, that's right. That's who's messaging me. I remember now. But they're so good. It's just unfortunate they don't play in. Well, there's now one place they can't play, but it's unfortunate they don't play as frequently as. But also a good laissez-faire approach to it.
Yeah. On the low key, we just got like asked to do another split 7-inch with some homies, so we've been gearing back up to do more stuff.
And I have a Robot Repair vinyl now.
Mm-hmm. The new record or one of the 7-inches?
Yep, the red one.
Nice. Yeah, I'm really proud of that record. I think we did a good job.
So then how did Drats come along? Surge?
I just needed another band to get going. And so I'd known Jeffrey for a while. His old band, Bad Idols, came through and toured in LA, and they stayed at my house. And when I moved to Arizona, he noticed that and had also just recently moved to Arizona. And he hit me up. He's like, dude, we should hang out and jam or whatever. I'm like, cool, down. I have lots of time and more songs, so let's do this damn thing. And we started jamming, and I was playing in Plainfield Butchers with Serge and Wes for a while. Yep. And so I was like, Serge, you're in, drums, let's go. Which kind of is backfiring now that he is so busy in like 5 bands these days.
I just learned of his newest band, Disruptor.
Yeah. At
the Indy 500. I was like, wait, first off, this punk band exists? But second of all, what?
Yeah, man, it's real good stuff.
It is really good stuff, but it is another band. Yeah. Well, damn baseball.
And he's playing in, what's that other band with Jesse?
Damn it.
Yes. Oh,
Conversation and video games. I'm going way too slow.
Don't do it. But yeah, he's in some other band with Jesse. He's like doing a bunch of other stuff around town.
With Jesse from El Googly?
Yeah.
Oh my god, now I'm trying to think of other bands that Ward's not the drummer in.
Yeah, I just remember that one night Jesse was all Jesse'd out at Yucca. He's like, we share a drummer now. Got all close.
Damn. Right button, or wrong button's right timing.
I guess we do, bro.
So yeah, not Clip Hit.
He's got some other.
What's that other one?
Man.
Oh my god, how many bands is Jesse doing?
I don't know.
We're hoping to get him back on, by the way.
Nice.
As a solo episode where we can talk about all his projects. Living and failed. And that were awesome in situation.
But yeah, I've been in a ton of fun bands over the years.
And then how did you get involved with 51 West and Michelle?
So I've known Casket Life also about the same time, 13 to 14 years. And Ben Barnes is the homie. And we've been real good pals with Bro Loaf. And
that's right. You and Casey have present tense. We'll go present tense.
Yeah.
Have hooks I didn't even know about until her unfortunate passing.
Yeah, my late girlfriend Casey, she was awesome. She lived here in Arizona from 2009 to 2012. So she'd met a bunch of the people out here.
Like your Rebel Set story that I learned about. I was like, wait, you guys, oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
And did they always know you took the Alf doll?
I mean, that was her deal. Like, she would always steal the Alf from them. And
But,
like they'd steal it back every time they could. So Rebel Set would play like her brother's birthday party and find the elf and steal it back, and then she'd steal it the next time they came to town or whatever. And so they just back and forth keep stealing this elf doll from each other forever. Yeah.
Like, and then yeah, Brolof. I didn't know about that. Like, tied.
Yeah, we'd actually done a lot of shows and some mini tours with Brolof with our Black Flag cover band, Black Fag.
That's the band that was escaping my brain earlier.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. We had a really good run with it. We're not officially broke up, but I don't know.
God, with Brolof,
Yeah,
would be funny.
it's so fun. But then again, it's like wrangling like 15 people on tour.
Wait, 15?
Whatever, with all cheerleaders.
Are you trying to
and dancers
emulate
and
all the
whatever.
different members that have gone in and out of Black Flag?
Right?
All right, you're our Henry Rollins. You're our, just like everyone that is not Greg is being replaced over the course of your set.
We definitely have some hits on that available on YouTube where I play
You're
Keith
Mike
Morris. Actually, I'm Keith Morris.
Oh, okay. You got the dreads going.
Oh yeah, man! I have a full-on dread wig. It's pretty wild.
But yeah, there's been ties to Phoenix stuff even before you came here.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been the revelation.
Revelation.
I moved an L and a V around.
Yeah.
Revelation. In the last just year of talking to you about that.
Yeah. Well, I just figure like, you know, punk rock scene in like the Southwest.
I mean, it's true because given most of the bands that I'm friends with are
Like Phoenix is like a 6-hour drive from LA.
Yeah.
We've come here quite a few times.
most of non-local band member friends are usually from LA, Vegas, Colorado,
San Diego.
and even I don't know. And actually, yeah, a little bit of Russian girlfriends, New Mexico. But there's not much from New Mexico that comes here, it seems like.
Yeah. Well, there used to be a really cool scene out in Las Cruces with the train yard, and like when that kind of went away, a lot of those kids started migrating out of Cruces. But there's like a bunch of the dudes that were in like Marked Man and Low Culture and those bands out there.
Well, and you're right, it's easy because we joke that Agent Orange is like a local band, but it's because they come here so frequently because of the 4 or 5 hour drive.
Right. Yeah, it's not a big deal to just hop in the van. We used to play a fest, oh man, down in Tucson. That was such a shit show every year.
Yeah.
And our buddy Billy Brooks put it together, and it's called Way Out West Fest, and it was ridiculous. Just get blackout wasted and take over Tucson for like 3 days.
Oh man, now UC put together a festival, though he hasn't in the last 2 years, I think. There was also Infest Tucson that Travis from Bleach Party puts together down there. But this year he forewent it for, I think he just did a night show, or something happened. But he forewent doing one this year. I went and saw, that was the first time I saw Radolescence was down in Tucson, at Infest Tucson.
Wow.
There's some good stuff down there, and it's a
Oh yeah.
hour, 2 hour, depending where in Phoenix you live, drive.
Right.
It's easy to get down there. I learned also how an overnight drive to Flagstaff is not as convenient as Tucson. Like, I've done Tucson multiple times. Where can this go wrong? I work tomorrow at 8. Oh, I'm home at 3:30 a.m. Cool. This was a lot longer than I thought.
Right? Now I'm cold.
It was like, I think my car was saying it was 18 when I left.
Oh Lord.
So yes, it was cold.
I feel you, man.
I don't know if I can. Well, this is neat looking.
Right?
Oh no, I did fall. I don't know what I fell through. But yeah, Tucson has some good stuff and some good punk stuff. Oh, that's right. I gotta carry the board. Oh well. And then Flagstaff, speaking of, somewhat improving on its shows these days, thanks to more the green room, but also some of the stuff at what is it? Flagstaff Brewing Company. They've been booking some, like, friend Chris Fox, who, you know Chris? He seems like he knows everyone.
Yes.
He goes through there a lot. It never comes down to Phoenix except once since I've known him. That was actually the night trip. I was like, no, I'm going to you. I haven't seen you play in so long. And then was super tired that Monday. And then, like, within a week, he's like, oh, I'm going to be back in Phoenix, like, in January. I was like, son of a bitch. After I drove up there. Now you tell me.
I guess so. I'll be there anyway.
And he's got multiple bands, like Vampirates and his solo stuff. And Boss Daughter. There we go.
Nice.
Which seems to be the most active one right now. But yeah, Flags. There's a good scene around Phoenix, around Arizona. Though, he's not the only man that does this, though. So it happens to be probably the route, unfortunately.
Right.
But bands that'll hit Flagstaff, and you're like, why aren't you coming down to Phoenix? It's because we're going from Colorado to California. Sorry, bye. It just happens to be their itinerary. We're a bigger market, come on. Granted, on a Sunday, that kind of varies.
Yeah, it's been kind of pulling teeth getting people out to shows on, like, work nights out here. Like, having thrown so many shows in LA all the time for, like, years and years and years, it's never a problem having, like, a Tuesday or Wednesday night show because there's so many, like, people on, like, gig economy and random, like, weird jobs out there that they don't give a shit and they'll come out at, like, 10, 11 p.m. on, like, Tuesday night to go see some random bands. But, like, out here, it's really pulling teeth sometimes getting people to give a shit about something they never heard about before. Like, even if it's the best fucking bands.
The Falcon. You guys all missed out. Then they'll never come back.
Right? Or like that Paris show I did, like, there was like 50 people there or something.
That was one with Direct Hit, right?
Maybe. I don't think so. No, it was,
which?
Pairs with, that stoner band from New Orleans.
Oh, with High.
Yeah.
Speaking of drugs.
Yeah.
That's right. That was their last visit here.
But yeah, so, I don't know. I was really expecting a lot more people coming out. Yeah.
And Pairs have a cult following? Is that the right word?
Yeah.
Like, there's a really passionate group of people, even in Phoenix, that love them. Mm-hmm. But then, that's about it. It seems. My echo chamber says they're awesome. What are you talking about? That we should at least have 75 people here.
Right?
Though now I'm sure if they came through, just saying, Brian, Zach, that there should be more people clamoring. Though they're working on the new album too. Them, Bomb Pops have new back. Everyone has new music. I'm like now going through my head like, nope, a lot of people are.
Yeah, I'm trying to get Dratz in the studio to record, but it's pulling teeth getting everybody's schedules lined up too with that.
I was say work schedule included because it's not just all. But wait, how many bands is Surging?
At least 4.
Hit up Shoei. He's in at least 3. And a good drummer.
Right. Serge, Joe's trying to get you out, bro. Or watch your back, homie.
You just need to fill in for that one night, right?
Yeah, just for recording and promo pictures and whatever.
Promo pictures, and then you are getting rid of it. Can you show up at 4 p.m. at... This doesn't sound like a show. Oh, it's not. We're taking pictures.
Yeah, it's cool.
You'll be in all the future promo for the next year. And Serge is super cool.
Yeah. He's a good little dude.
Man. I've then probably have not seen all of his bands, have I?
Finally! Beat that high school on the board!
I still probably have not seen all his bands, though, huh? What else is he in? He shows up for a Man Hands, but he's not in it. He's friends with them.
Yes. That's correct. Yeah, I don't know what the hell. He's just in bands.
Damn frisbee. These are all supposed to be oil drums, huh?
Yep.
I'm just avoiding the ramp until I have to.
It's just like a double dragon skin.
No.
Instead of kicking and punching our ways through, we're just skateboarding our way through a double dragon level.
Wait, if I hold down... Oh, God. I've been doing... Anyways.
The more you know, Joe.
If I hold down B and hit jump, it still does the same thing.
That's bad.
I've been jumping off of it. I could have been doing so much better.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so we never finished the story. So through Roloff and Ben.
Yeah, so when Roloff and Ben Barnes came to play LA like 2 weeks before I decided to move here.
Did they bring confetti launchers and...
Oh, of course they did.
And actually put on a story?
Yeah, of course they did.
Sweet.
And so it was for Casey's birthday, and while they were here, I was like, yeah, I don't know, shit's starting to get weird at the club. Like, if I ever did want to move to Arizona, like, you got work for me? He's like, hell yeah, man, anytime. So
Ben will totally appreciate your impersonation here.
Better. And so I hollered at him as soon as I heard, and I was like, bro, like, shit's getting fucked up. Like, do you for real got work for me? He's like, yeah, dude. And so we moved here, and within 1 day of me being here, I started working for Ben and his labor company. And since he's partners with Michelle and I on that, I kind of like worked my way into Nile stuff in 51 West and all types of
Party
stuff
Hard Wrestling.
Yeah.
Which I need to make it out to.
Yeah, we're going in 2 weeks on the 19th.
Just don't be a
next
good
week.
show that night.
There's something that night. It's that Oblivion's show.
I don't think I know them. Well, we might have a victory here.
Weird.
We might have a victory in terms of me going.
Yeah, they're really good. And me and Monica are going to go to a cat show earlier that day.
Say cat show?
Yeah, you
the
like
theater?
No, like where they fucking like judge cats and like
like Best in Show.
Yeah, like stretch them out and be like, oh, the haunches on like Mr. Piddles are beautiful.
I have no other.
It's a weird, wild thing. Like these people are super freaks about their cats.
And you did really good things over 51 West.
Yeah,
you moved the stage, you mounted the speakers, you cleaned it up a little more.
Yeah, I got that coffee shop going again for a while.
And unfortunately, it is no more for those that aren't aware.
Yeah. They're bringing speakers back in tonight for one last rap show.
Really?
Yep.
Huh. So if you want to go to 51 West tonight and not go to Birth of Monsters release show.
Yeah. Apparently they're bringing in a half pipe too, so there's going to be like some skateboarding shit in there.
Inside?
Yep, inside.
The ceiling is not...
Well,
okay.
Yeah, it is. We took out all that crap. So
it's kind of now I'm imagining this and putting it together in my brain. Yeah.
But yeah, so they're bringing speakers and a half pipe in for the rap show 51 tonight to do one last show there.
Man, you cleaned it up. It was so nice.
Oh man, should have been there Monday when we cleaned everything out.
So that's what this bathroom actually looks like.
Right? This is crazy, man.
How does it decide how many lives you lose? You just lost 2.
Yeah, you lose 2 if you're going fast, I think.
Oh.
And then it's either by points or how long you're on the board or how far you go, and they give you more life.
And then, at least your event page doesn't have any events on it anymore.
Yeah.
I still have bookmarked Third Space, and it still has one Snail Maid show for October. Wait, is it coming up this month? Finally.
It's done.
I've left the bookmark because they're they're a venue that are like, we got kicked out by our landlords, we're gonna continue. I'm like, alright, so this will probably be active again. So far they've not found Inner Space. Yeah. But I keep seeing that show and I'm like, I wonder where Snail Maid's playing. if they're not playing this one.
I mean, most things that we would have booked or do at 51 are just going to be at the underground now.
I noticed a lot of it already moved over because I was looking at their schedule yesterday and it's being like, some of these were 51 West things.
Yeah.
God, the underground. No matter being called out, it is so uncomfortable down there. It was reminded at that Bomb Pop show.
Yeah, it was really hot.
Yes, it was. Well, speaking of the other Phoenix promoter that called me out, he did call me out, but for booking from another city and state, Will Anderson is the one who called me out. I went like a year, I'm not fucking stepping foot in the underground. That's so uncomfortable. He's like, you'll fucking go down there and watch music. You'll survive. I'm like, I don't argue I will survive.
But I ain't having a good time.
I'm talking about how I'm going to feel after the show and during it. And it had been a little while. I forgot.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel bad for the dudes in Mass and Shooter.
Right?
Of all the people that played that
me
night.
and the Bomb Pops are hanging out outside afterwards. Josh was like, how do they even do it night after night in those masks? It was like, yeah, somebody asked me if how many masks they have to take with them because they can't wear the same one every night. It's gonna get so gross. I'm like, it's gotta be at least 7, dude. They have to have at least 7 of every mask. Yeah.
Yes. And I still know.
Because we were talking, and it's not something you can just get at any Quick Trip or
a
Circle
colored,
K or gas station. A specific colored.
In certain regions.
But then again, I was thinking too, they have those $5 for $10 T-shirt stores in every city. They probably have that shit there.
Probably.
Yeah.
And I am correct. I know who Purple is, but I won't say it. I only know because I watched that person play in a couple bands.
That's nice.
I have no idea who the rest of them
are. I do.
I'm willing to bet that.
We can talk about it later.
Off camera.
Yeah, I did their first 3 LA shows or something.
The most closely guarded secret.
It's really not that secret.
I know. I had someone move down here, and the most weird and conspicuous message I got through Facebook once, because he's like, they play in another band, and I think he said yellow and green switch, and I'm like, oh, and then random night, these are not the members of Mass Intruder with a link to a video of this band, and I'm like, wait, what? I think you're telling me something here.
Right?
And I still don't know who I'm looking at, but cool. They're a fun band. I love watching them.
Me too.
And actually, speaking of sweat, so I kind of went back and forth because the stage lighting down there is actually not bad. So I went mostly shot without flash that night. But then with them, the purple and the blue masks started to cause issues with me not using flash.
Yep.
So then I started using flash, and I see every sweat stain and ring, and I'm like, these might not be the best pictures either. Huh.
It's a little too
What's the solution
there.
Here? What is the solution for taking pictures in a venue that people are sweating their butts off?
And then you use your flashlight on your handheld phone camera in one hand.
And drown it out a little.
No flash on your fancy camera.
Yeah, I sent Jen the pictures from the Bomb Pops since I've asked of her the photo pass. So I was like, here you go. Even though I'm backlogged again, damn my enthusiasm. I want to take pictures of everyone.
I've been really enjoying their little social media Mass Intruder this week.
Do you like red? Yes, that, and they had someone with a video camera following them around, or they've been using the same video from the next night after Phoenix. They shot video.
Yeah.
They've been promoting it using this really good montage and shots from a night or two. And I was like, wait, did they just meet up with a friend from California? He was like, yeah, I'll jump in the van with you and film you. And then just quick editing.
Oh, you just...
Wait, did I just do one player?
Yeah, good for you.
There's no...
No, there's no way to back out. It's Nintendo, bro.
What?
They didn't
No
even
home
think of
button?
that. I mean, you can commit
Oh, damn it.
skateboard suicide.
Oh, don't worry. I don't have to even work at that. Everyone's been watching.
Yeah.
Whoop, boom.
But yeah, I've been throwing shows for a long time, and then I moved out here, and like all these other like bigger promoters have more money to offer all the bands that I book, so
Party
I
Hat.
just let them take it
Party
and
Cat.
hop on.
Party Cat.
But yeah, I've been doing Party Cat shows or whatever, and you know I got some fun ones here and there.
No. Okay, good.
But yeah, usually like I don't know, it'll be something booked at Rebel or whatever the Nile, and they'll offer them like a guarantee, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do a door deal. I can't lose money out of my pocket. I don't got no money.
Oh, I know. And I know there's a couple, actually no, another promoter who will see someone offering more and he's like, good for them.
Yeah.
They can have that show. I'll just go and attend it.
Yeah. I'm cool with it. Man,
The
that
band
was
gets
just
to make
eating
more
pizza.
and they get to play here. So
Yeah.
it all works out for everyone. Yeah, Party Cat, that's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
You were. When was the last time you booked a show underneath that?
I don't know, a month ago or something.
Oh, so it's not that.
Yeah.
You've introduced me to some bands I've never heard of before, usually at the Palo Verde.
Yeah, I got some street punk bands from LA coming up in December at the PV.
Yeah, I made it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Got Informal Society, East LA, Charged Spiky Hair, Street Punk.
Really?
Yeah.
Ah, damn it. I got 7 seconds. Let's do this.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna...
I finally finished. Everyone saw this?
Yeah! High five, dude.
Now it's your turn. Whew. That's... At least on this video, I will have at least passed something.
Got some proof.
Yes. Yes. It's like my GoldenEye play. Oh. No, it took half an hour.
But yeah, I don't know. Party Cat shows. I'll do shows.
People are trying to get me to do promoter stuff, and I'm like, when am I going to have time? I barely have time for what I'm trying to do.
Right? You're like, now you want me to wrangle like 14 other people? Like,
yes.
Fuck that.
Or the last time I did put together and manage it, I've learned some of the fun of booking shows and adjusting schedules. And this guitarist he has to work till 7 now, so can he play at this time now? And you're like, okay.
No, but yeah.
Otherwise, I gotta find someone else to fill that spot. So.
Surf's up, bud. Oh, there you go.
Wait, that was me. Shit. I've had some experience, and it's everything I want to do is time consuming.
That's why you need an intern.
Someone that can manage my TikTok account.
Yeah. Man, I tried to get an intern like so many times. And then everybody's like, this is a lot of work and you're not giving me shit.
And I know an up-and-coming local promoter who, she's been doing a lot of it because her job pays well. So she's been paying them out of that. And some of it out of the night, but
right.
some of the guarantees sometimes have to be out of pocket because the show's not going to, or isn't, performing what they thought it would. Which, unfortunate. Did I? Nope, I didn't.
No.
Duh.
Game over.
I made it through the skate portion and died in the surf.
That's cool. I still got my name on the high score, so I'm good.
Let's do what I can do. How do I choose? Why are the other guys not skaters?
They're not. Damn. They only have these two as skaters.
Alright, let's see if I can finish this where I can actually progress to level 2 and play level 2. Damn it. And play level 2. Let me say that again without running into a frisbee.
Or a baseball. Dude, it's just sucking down your time while you're laying there on the concrete.
Oh, and I hit the button. Damn it. While I'm here lamenting my perils All right, come on. All right. Damn. Oh well. Have you ever thought about teaming up with Michelle to do Party Cat stuff?
We've teamed up on a couple of small things here and there, but it's definitely more. She wants to not have to deal with these smaller bands, so she'll just throw me a show
Oh.
instead of like wanting to partner up on a show.
You're a people person.
Yeah. So like some band, I'll hit her up on the email, and she's be like, "Oh, this band needs a show. Do you want to do it? Do you have any interest in it?" And I'll tell her yes or no. Then we'll do it or not do it.
Now I'm thinking about. I have a pile of photos again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, ones that I going back 3 weeks now. So yay. I understand enthusiasm completely. Did I just do single player again?
I don't know what you're doing with your life, Joe.
I understand enthusiasm for bands I want to play.
Yeah.
Because I keep wanting to take pictures and then go, crap, when am I going to work on them? Also, when am I going to hit the button? Damn, old school games don't even think about your time. Oh, that's pausing. Come on, up.
You just sucked all your lives away.
What just happened? How did I take 5 of them?
Whatever, you did it. Good job, 0 points.
There we go. I don't even know how. What? So there's like an algorithm to this, right?
Nope. Yeah, there is.
It's not just face planting it.
Nope.
Up. No, I don't know. I just got 2 taken away again. Whoop. I'm getting worse at this.
You
I got cocky.
reached your plateau.
I got cocky.
You beat the level once, and your body's just like, I'm never gonna remember how to do this again.
All right. It's a fun story because I brought it up before we started.
Yeah.
How did you get thanked and credits for transcribing the NoFX book? How does that even come about?
So, one of my band members wrote that book, and he's been the videographer for NoFX forever. He did all the Backstage Passport show.
Really?
Yep.
Did he censor it too?
No. But he filmed all the Backstage Passport and had a large amount of input on editing. He's also done like the BYO documentary, and he's done like a Hello Kitty documentary and a bunch of other things. And so, in touring with NoFX and doing all of that for however many years, he brought up the idea of like, oh, you guys really should do a book. So he started audio recording like just them telling stories for years and years and years. Then when it was actually time to sit down and write the book,
no one wanted to.
No one wanted to, so he's like, here's hours of Fat Mike talking. Listen to it and type it up.
In Jello Biafra.
Yeah. So I kind of did like all the parts about Japan, and I don't know, I did a bunch of the transcribing for that. And you know, I got paid for it too, so whatever, it's fine. But yeah, transcribing is some of the most tedious ass shit in the world. And
I know that.
Hate it.
I know that. There is still a Playboy Man Baby interview sitting because I haven't had the time to do it. My first transcribed interview was with Reason Unknown, and it took 5 hours to freaking put it to text.
The conversation?
It was like a 25-minute conversation.
You know what, too, though? Like, now we live in 2019, and you could probably just voice to text that shit on your phone.
But it was also, like, spell checking, like Kamuri. They bring up Kamuri, and I'm like, how the hell do you spell Kamuri?
Kemui, come on.
Yeah, so no, it took, like, 3 different Google searches of different spellings for me to, like, all right, let's try a badly spelled thing with ska next to it.
Right.
All right, figured it out.
I've seen that band like 4 times.
I've seen him never.
Oh,
I've seen Roger from Less Than Jake in a shirt for Kamuri.
Alright. I mean, that's something.
And I only figured that out when I was looking at an old picture where they played the Nile.
I'd like to see.
We've gone full circle. But I was looking at a picture with Roger, and I'm like, wait, he's wearing Kamuri? Damn it. Or actually, no. That was Hay Smith. He was wearing Hay Smith, another awesome Japanese band. They're kind of a weird hybrid of punk, rock and roll, ska, whatever they want to do. But they're fun.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. No, I got my facts wrong. That way, if people actually cared to look up that profile picture from 4 years ago, I'm like giving you all the details. It was a Hay Smith shirt though, where I would see them play with Authority Zero, and be like, wait a second, that band's name was in front of me, and I never even crossed my mind that it was a band.
Dun dun dun.
That Raj already knew about. Yeah, Les and Jake. That was the Fat Wreck Tour 2013 with Anti-Flag, Les and Jake. First time I saw Mass Intruder.
Alright, I guess if you hit the oil spill, your skateboard spins out under you.
I'm like just pulling all these topics full circle now. Yeah, first time I saw Mass Intruder was that night.
Nice.
And it was Get Dead was the other band. That's also where I hurt my left knee that night.
Yeah, we've done a bunch of shows that Get Dead back in LA.
Man, they are nuts, but they're so good.
Mm-hmm.
And they haven't come. They've actually had a longer break since they've visited Phoenix.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe we should call them up.
Because I think the last time I saw them wasn't even in Phoenix. I think it was Club Show Punk Rock Bowling 2017.
Sounds about right.
2018? Maybe 2018? No, 2017. I think that's right. But yeah, they put on a really good, a hell of a show.
Mm-hmm.
Though they also haven't had a new album in a little bit, have they?
No, I don't think so. It's been a minute.
But yeah, that was a good show. And then I saw Les and Jake play the Green Room up in Flagstaff.
Nice.
I gave up, and this is when Roy also gave me shit for. I chose to take pictures and watch Les and Jake in a smaller venue over seeing Billy Bragg.
I mean, you know.
I mean, I also have Evo Kid on my arm, but I'm like, how often is this opportunity going to come up?
Right.
But again, Billy Bragg hasn't come back yet, so it's still a regret.
So my bass player didn't know this, but you remember on the Losing Streak CD in the beginning, it's like, you're listening to the old dude, Howard J. Reynolds, you're listening to Less Than Jake. So if you had that on your Discman or whatever, and you press rewind on the first track, it'd back it up and do like 2 minutes of this whole fucking story.
But it's not there's only certain printings of it.
Yeah.
Which I don't have.
But he had never heard of it before. And like, we had to YouTube it, and somebody had like ripped it and put it on YouTube.
Yeah, no, I tried it on the CDI and I'm like, damn it. So I got to figure out.
But yeah, I remember like the first time I figured that out, I don't even know what the hell I was doing, like trying to back it up or whatever, and it like kept rewinding, and I'm like, what is going on here?
Why are we in the negatives?
Yeah, and like that was the craziest secret track I'd ever found on a CD.
Because it was at the front of it.
Yeah.
No one thinks of it.
Because always it would be like there'd be a secret track at the end of it, or there'd be like 69 tracks or whatever, and then finally...
There was that, what was it, Freak on a Leash? Was it Korn that had the one that was like 99 1-second tracks?
Yeah.
And then finally an actual track?
Mm.
Which, when the digital age came about and you could rip a CD, was the worst thing in the world. You're like, I don't need all... This is dumb. It's creating MP3s for all of these.
Right?
Yes. Listen, Jake. I love Listen, Jake.
I think maybe Real Big Fish had a bunch of blank tracks before their secret track too.
They also have the infamous Burn CD that they did as an album once, which is a mix of, was it live tracks and B tracks and stuff? As burning CDs became popular.
Right?
Yes. Oh, man. All right. I'm trying to think what else to talk about. It's like we can go video game. We've got video games. What was your first video game?
So
This already seems to be.
when I was a little kid, my cousins had a Nintendo, and we'd go over to their house and like hang out and play or whatever. And whoa, I just
You just
did those
grind,
bands.
yeah.
Sick.
We're learning so.
So I went over to go play, and me and my little sister were taking turns, and like, oh, I forget, it was probably like Mario Brothers 1 or something, and like I died, and I was like, no, I need to try it again, like, I'll let you have it again after, or whatever. And she got all upset and started crying. So my cousins took me outside and threw me up on the roof and made me sit on the roof for like 4 hours.
Holy crap.
While they like let my sister play the Nintendo. And then when Christmas time rolled around, they bought her a Nintendo. And I was like, you don't have to share it with your brother.
Oh my god. That's worse than... Man.
But yeah, definitely learned a lesson on how to share. So I went 5 rounds and then timed out. What the fuck, this game?
But you had the highest score.
Yeah. But yeah, I had to sit up on the roof for like hours.
That's... Well, at least it was a good climate.
Yeah.
That's worse than like the big brother being an asshole. And those always dominating their little brother.
Right.
Skulldrug. As they grew up.
Yeah. So yeah, she got the Nintendo and she was like, got to be the boss of it. And like, if I ever tried to fuck around, she just tell my cousins they'd come beat my ass.
Oh my god. That's a close-knit family.
Yeah. Well, my mom was the youngest of 12 kids, so I got like 300 cousins. It's wild.
And that's how kids look forward to Christmas.
Right?
I was like, I've got like 2 gifts from grandparents together. Did I collect the coin at least?
No.
Uh,
You have 300 points. The coin just disappeared.
how did you grind?
Go fast and jump on the barrel.
Gotta go fast. Oh, damn it.
Other jump. Gotta go fast. Alright, Ricky Bobby.
Gotta go faster. Gotta go faster. Oh god. That's a Sonic thing. I used to... It didn't help me, but I used to, when trying to do that mile in elementary school, think I was Sonic and hope it would help.
Nice.
You're like, look, I'm running fast. Oh, I'm still kind of needing to breathe. Oh god, I need to breathe. You regularly play games these days?
Not too much. I don't know.
Phone games?
I started a Skyrim again.
God, and that's how, when you don't see Harry for the next 2 weeks, you'll know why.
Yeah. I'm just being a Khajiit that looks like a tiger and I'm sneaking around stealing shit from everyone. Pretty good.
And I know something you brought. That is such a weird clipping of the sprite and the detail where you're falling through the cement.
This is like a fart.
But how you infamously do not like going to like punk rock bowling because you seem to have wild adventures that make it miserable by the end.
It's not that I don't like it. It's just I get myself into trouble.
All the time. Is it just punk rock bowling or is it every festival?
Mostly punk rock bowling, but many other festivals. And it's more punk rock bowling because it's Vegas and you can fucking drink everywhere and like you never know what time it is and shit's fucked up.
It's a party town. That's why.
Yes.
That's why punk rock bowling's there.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying it's like not the best idea for me sometimes. Yeah, sick grind.
So you can you weren't grinding into the oil. You were grinding on that.
On the rail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though you could technically grind on the oil barrels.
Well, maybe
some
was
of them.
On the oil barrels.
Speaking of oil barrels. So craziest story of your time around the music scene. That you are willing to tell. You're like none. They're all too nuts. Once names get out there, they'll be pissed.
Yeah, I mean, what do you mean by crazy?
Adventurous. What is the? How about a fun tale of the road, or of touring?
I don't know. We've done a lot of touring with Black Flag, and the best part about that shit is our singer is really, really OCD, so he lines up like entire itineraries of like dope ass fun cool shit to do in every place that we go, and he like super obsesses over the routes that we're taking and like all the timings so we can fit in like multiple things. And so touring with that van's the best because like we'll get up and hop in the car for the drive or whatever, and on the route they'll be like, okay, so we have these options. We can go see a castle, or we can like go down to this frozen lake and ice skate, or we can go to this place that has like the best french fries in the world. And after we do that, we'll get to town and we'll drop off our gear, and then these are the 4 cool things in town. Like, do you want to go see Mozart's grave, or do you want to go like see Slaughterhouse 5 or whatever? And then we'll go do that and then come back and eat food, play our show, and after we play our show we get paid. And then the promoter's always like, well, what do you guys want to do? Like, there's these beds in the back if you want to go to sleep. If you want to go party, there's this party, that party, and that party. And what time are you getting up in the morning? Okay, well, we'll be there an hour before that to make you breakfast. Like, touring Europe is so fun because they love bands there and they really take care of you out there.
Sounds very accommodating. Oh, that sounds like both there and Japan. Mm-hmm. They're very accommodating.
Yeah, a lot of other places around the world, they really give a shit about
fuck, that
bands.
was me.
Yeah. And they like want to go above and beyond because they like appreciate that you come all that way to do your thing for them. And out here, a lot of times they're just like, something to do, whatever.
But I mean, who's fronting the cost to get over there too? Isn't that them too?
Yep, usually.
So, man, that is really nice of them.
Right? Or they're just that dedicated and into it that they're willing to like make it happen.
I did it.
Yeah, you did.
I did it again, I should say. Now it's you.
But yeah, I mean, I've got to see so much fucking cool ass shit that I wouldn't have gotten to see otherwise if it wasn't for my crazy fucking singer like making this happen.
Like itinerary.
Yeah.
Looking it all up.
Yeah.
Now I have a photographer friend trying to get me. It's more of a money thing. It's not but wants me to go over for that 3-week period of like Graz Rock, Punk Rock Holiday, and I forget the third festival. They're all like a week apart, saying how awesome it is. She also seems like she has easier luck getting photo passes to certain bands. I don't know if it's a European thing.
Right.
Too many of you are clamoring for the same stuff I want.
Right.
Maybe you're better than me, but still.
Alright, finished it, cat.
We're both going to be on the same level.
Oh, this isn't even a cat. I think it's a werewolf.
Is it?
Yeah. That's you again.
Alright, we're going to... how do I get back up? Up. Oh, and then dead. This one I actually at least have somewhat of a handle on.
Right.
Other than once you go too far, you're kind of...
I'm telling you, man, California games next time.
Yeah.
You got the BMX, you can do backflips on the BMX. They got hacky sack.
I saw Hawaii on this and I figured it was appropriate.
Yeah, I'm with it.
We'll have to show the label because clearly it's not in the credits title screen. Oh god, I paid attention, but not to... Goodbye. Wait, don't you get a shot?
Yep.
Oh, that's just my game over screen. That's right.
Yep.
Damn you. But I'm also excited because this means we can do more NES and Master System stuff on the show coming up. We just have to do a really old school through a VCR. So.
Yeah.
So many signals going over signals. What was your favorite 51 West memory?
Shit. Like, that first 51 Fest we did was really fun. Basically, what happened was there was, like, 8 touring bands coming through on a Sunday. And I was like, alright, well, I guess we're just gonna throw a 12-band fest.
Wait, what are they saying over there?
So we got a chat saying, T&C, I made the TAS for this.
Wait, what?
I don't know what that means.
Really?
Someone Eiling_7777.
What's a TAS?
They can clarify
The audio soundtrack?
the artwork.
Something?
Man.
The actual skateboarding?
Technical audio system.
Cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was saying the creator dude for TNC, like all the designs, Steve Nazar, like he's out there reviving the shit.
That happens to me every time.
And he is actually really reasonable if you ever need some like art made, like some custom ass shit for t-shirts or whatever. I was gonna have him do a Pizza Wolf t-shirt, but then I moved, so we're not really doing stuff.
Wait, we got clarification.
TAS is a tool-assisted speedrun
Oh, okay.
like,
Wait, he did a speeder.
for this game.
Oh my god. And here we are struggling.
Well, to be fair, I struggle through a lot of things.
Definitely need to check that out then. At least when we're not 51 West. R.I.P.
Yeah, man.
This is probably the first news some people are hearing about it.
I'm sure it is. We haven't really announced.
There's no
it.
posts on the page.
Yeah. Just kind of went away.
It was supposed to be a Tempe all ages DIY space ish.
Yeah.
DIY ish. One less venue. No.
Yeah.
There's been so much more going on these days. Or I'm going out more, or I mean more than I usually do. There's been a lot more going on, I feel like.
I need to press back, not forward. That's why I'm not.
I've actually even broken a rule that kind of goes with the earlier conversation. I used to have a rule that if they weren't a touring band, Sunday through Thursday work nights, I'd be like, all right, I'm not going out.
But now you.
I kind of broke that a while ago.
Still cool.
Ooh, there we go. But yeah, but can't just rely on me. Everyone else should be. I don't understand the weeknight thing.
Well, especially too, like, if you don't have to be to work till like 10 or 11, like, what the fuck?
Right.
Come out till like 10 or 11. You still have 12 hours before you gotta be at work.
That's the thing. Like, even if I leave I got hit by a bird. If I even leave at midnight, I work at 8, I can get about 7 hours of sleep in. That's not horrible.
And like, honestly, now that I'm in like my mid-late 30s, I only need like 5 or 6 hours of sleep to be good.
I don't know if I consider myself good, but I can manage. No.
I mean, that's pretty much what I run on. So.
Right? Like, it used to be, if I didn't get like 9 hours of sleep, I was fucking a piece of shit. I was done.
The more tired I am, I can get irritable.
Yeah. But then you become more effective, so I guess it's a toss-up.
It's all about that caffeine. And now I've got a Starbucks right across the street from my apartment. Like, I can walk to it, and it just opened up like 2 days ago, and I'm like, great, this is probably bad.
Nice.
Yeah, the guys in chatting says people especially struggle with surfing controls.
I think we're demonstrating this.
Fuck you, bird.
What's strange is this is the first time I think we've both been hitting the birds.
Oh, I've been trying to avoid these fucking birds, but they've been coming for me.
They know. They're listening.
Yo, you werewolf.
Is there a solution to have all these shows overlap that have a shared audience, or is it just they let them happen? And
I mean, we're a big enough city where it shouldn't matter, but then it does matter because not that many people is into punk in 2019.
And I think this came up in conversation yesterday. Yes, it did. We're talking about how the punk scene's kind of cliquish.
Oh, it's super cliquish.
Where people will go to where their friends' band's playing despite their own tastes in music and their own.
Yeah, because they want to get drunk and hang out and have a good time and party with their friends or whatever. So, like, if it's something that you know these people are going to like, stack their friends' bills on it.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense. So that's the draw.
Yeah.
Well, that was coincidence. You want, I mean, that's general. You want a band that draws.
Yeah, but then there's so many like good little bands out here that nobody knows or cares about that don't have a draw, and it would be like a much better fit for the show, you know.
Manhands, they
Yeah.
go under the radar way too much.
Yeah.
Speaking of that band I mentioned earlier, I swear I did. No, I probably didn't.
Yeah,
But
they're actually Jackie's working on some new Jade Home stuff.
she's DJing tonight
sounds
or tomorrow.
really good.
That's
I'm-
awesome.
Yeah, I'm actually really hyped for that new Jade Home stuff that's gonna come out.
See, I'm not personal friends with her, so I didn't know her other stuff other than she DJs and Manhands.
Yeah, Jade Helm was the band before Manhands that kind of went by the wayside, and now it's getting put back together, and it sounds really, really fucking good.
It's like 4-banger. Granted,
What a terrible name.
I think that was the purpose.
I guess it just reminds me of that South Park finger bang song.
I mean, they were a punk band that came up in the late 90s here. If I recall correctly, they're Mormon, so there's no swearing, which is crazy for a punk band, but they have one of the best sounds of that, like, Sum 41 Newfound Glory style. But it seems like they chose to pursue career and family, and then just in the last 2 years, they pop back up.
Weird.
And like with one of the best produced mixed albums I've ever listened to, and I'm like, how are you guys not anywhere other than apparently their name?
Yeah. Of that like new style pop punk whatever of locals that are pretty good. That band Baseline's pretty bomb.
Baseline. That sounds so familiar.
It's like super new school pop punk.
I wonder if I've seen them.
Probably.
When you say new school, are you thinking of like the Jeff Rosenstock, Joyce Manor
No,
style?
like the radio bullshit one.
Okay.
But like, they're pretty good.
Because my mind apparently goes to those, like Joyce Manor and stuff. Those
Yeah, I don't know what I would
popular
even
punk.
call that.
I started
These
actually
days.
calling it indie funk. I think it's a hybrid of when you consider the sound indie
Right.
and punk rock. But I've started to kind of, given the
I mean, I
crowds
guess I would
that-
call it like Lauren Records punk, because I don't know, Aaron
Modern
kinda, like,
Epitaph.
yeah, Aaron kind of cultivated that sort of sound.
The Modern Epitaph sound. There is a sound to that. And they seem to sign most of those artists these days. Swimmers. The Frights. Those are all considered punk.
Right.
But they're like in that Joyce Manor.
Vein.
Yeah. Audrey Hepburn. Our local Audrey Hepburn.
Yeah, I kind of see that.
Or, that's more Jeff Rosenstockish. Stockish. Made it an adjective.
Damn, died.
Alright, how long have we been going?
I don't
It's
know.
been-
We
Hour.
just passed an hour and a half.
Oh,
yeah.
it's been a while.
Yes, I've already missed Glitter Vomit's first show.
Oops.
They're probably still
Tommy.
playing for 4 minutes.
Sorry, Tommy.
Tommy and Jesus Crust.
Yeah.
I didn't think he's played in a band before. Alright, well, I've not seen him play in a band, let's say that.
Right.
So, guess we should wrap it up here. First off, where can they find you in person? Any shows coming up for either of your bands?
I don't know.
It just kind of pops up.
Yeah.
No-
They'll
no drat
pop
stuff,
up here
no.
and there. No, I don't
No
think
robot
there's
repair
anything
stuff.
on the books.
Just, all right. Well, where can they find you on the internet? It's on the interwebs.
FB. I don't know. We got Robot Repair on Facebook, Drats on Facebook. Neither of those fools mess with Instagram.
Right. I do know that as someone who tries to tag people.
But you know, we'll pop up. I'm just working on trying to get like all these cats back in the studio to record some new stuff.
But yeah, that last Row Repair album was amazing.
Thanks, man.
So, but those dudes on stage, I keep grouping you out of it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But like they're so good.
Yeah. I love playing
And they're also
band.
somewhat under the radar.
Yeah.
Other than they apparently like know everyone and their mother. It's like go to a show that Robo Repair's on and you're like, oh wait, oh, you guys like know each other and telling stories from like 15 years ago.
So like if you were to put together a 4-band bill of just locals, who would be your 4?
That's within a genre? Within a
I mean
genre?
just a fun 4-band show. It can be within a genre, it can be mixed, whatever you want. Just a good 4-band show.
Let's see. Skulldrug.
Mm-hmm.
Audrey Hepburn. Harper and the Moths. That reached out, I know.
Okay.
And probably the Two-Tone Lizard Kings.
Alright. It's a good like kinda mix of the stuff you're into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And younger and older.
Right.
that episode of the Skulldrug on here, learning what I probably should have known for a while, that Justin's their cousin.
Dun dun dun.
It's like it's basically all family members other than Roger that put together that band.
And then most of them like work with my girlfriend Monica at the same fucking company.
Oh, at my prior job to my current, I'd always run into Evan
like Wyatt's working there now too.
and Justin at the Quick Trip I'd regular around the corner from that job. I'm like, wait, you guys work around here? Yeah, we do. Oh, weird. I didn't even know.
Wild.
So yeah, all right. Then on my end, of course, let's see. Like I said at the top, first off, subscribe on Twitch. If you're watching on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube. Podcast service that you're listening to it on, any of it, it helps, especially because some of them are feature implementation related. So Twitch gives me access to more stuff and tools and things to make money by more subscribers on here. YouTube does the same nowadays, unfortunately, and raising their stupid cap. I had ads once upon a time, and now I don't on YouTube. Anyways.
Maybe later.
But also, without that kind of support, you can also go to patreon.com/everyshowjoe. There's ways to donate that way, either on a monthly basis or even a one-time thing. All of it helps me work on improving some of the tech, even though we found our way to play some even older retro consoles, so I'm excited. Next week is the Deadbeat Hymns. I'm excited to bring them on, speaking of excitement, and reusing the word at least 4 times in about a minute.
Good. That's so you can remember the word. It
Right?
burns into your brain. It's like using somebody's
Just start
name
using
3
rad again.
times.
I'm going to use rad.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, the Deadbeat Hymns are on
Did you ever
next
watch
week.
that movie Rad with the rollerblades?
I watched Gleaming of the Cube.
Ah, that's a classic.
That's on YouTube. You can find it. It's now relevant again, wearing a Rams hat in LA.
Sick ass fool.
I was like, I watched it after they moved back, and I'm like, oh, perfect. They're supporting a local team again.
Dope. But yeah, get his Patreon, give him money every month.
Yes. And every shoujo on every social media that you can think of. I was slightly joking, but I do have the TikTok reserved. There's only 2 videos on it. But
Word. I'm Harry Jerkface all over the internet.
and everyshowjoe.com. I will hopefully get to these pictures that I've backlogged on. So I apologize to anyone that might have been looking forward to them. It's time. I wish I had more time. And you can help by subscribing on Patreon. Then less dependence on the day job. There we go. But yeah, so I think that's going to be it. Thank you for coming on.
Cool, man.
Until next week,
Good
I will
game.
see you guys.